I think we all have experiences, and sometimes we find ourselves in situations where we're really not going to be able to determine the outcome. Only God can determine the outcome. As I get older, I get more forgetful. It isn't that I've completely lost it all, but you know, it's not quite as quick. The connections aren't quite as quick. And what I was going through my stuff yesterday because I was looking for something, and I have it all there, and I found this envelope. And I thought, gosh, what's this envelope in here for? And I opened it up and just had a blank sheet of stationery folded. And I opened it up, and inside there's this check. For a good amount of money. But it was dated way back in May of last year. And you know what happens? What happens to you when something like that happens? You know, is this thing even any good anymore? What was this for? So that's one of those weakness moments. And I thought, well, I'm just going to go down and see the people who wrote it. Which is very embarrassing. You know, that's what I mean about, you know, St. Paul says, you know, the Spirit comes to the aid of our weakness. I mean, you know, if God is there. And so I went to see this young man, this wonderful young man I've known ever since he's grown up, you know, and now he's in this business. And I said to him, I had written out this note on how I had misplaced this and goofed up and everything else. And I went to see him, and he says, oh no, he says, well, that's okay. I said, well, if you want me to, I can tear it up. He said, no, I think it's fine, it'll work. And then he encouraged me to, you know, whatever it was that I was going to use it for, or whatever it should be used for. But I thought, you know, it was like, you know, like your knees get stronger, and you feel like you got a weight off of your back. And I just can't help but think of that, you know, as a practical example of you have to really trust God's going to be the answer. And I think in our own minds, I know in my mind, I'm tempted to try to save myself in many situations, especially from things that are embarrassing or reveal who I really am, weak. And that's what God is saying to us, I think, you know, through St. Paul. It's not to be afraid. When Diane led us in the psalm, I will bless the Lord at all times, and then near the end where she says, you know, that we stand in fear of the Lord, it isn't because we're afraid, because when these things happen, we're just so amazed how easy it is and how difficult we make it. And so God, He's always ready to share His treasures with us if we trust Him. You know, just to put our faith in Him. And things work out always the way He wants them to. And that is for us to be strengthened and to know that He's there for us when we have a need of any kind. So, in whatever weaknesses we have, I hope we never lose our hope and trust in the Lord to be our Savior. The Lord be with you.